Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, and as part of Matt Smith month on Who Addicts Reviews, I'm going to kindly save James and Matthew the trouble by doing a review/rant on the piece of shit Series 5 episode that is Victory of the Daleks, which was first initially broadcast on BBC One on the 17th of April 2010, was directed by Andrew Gunn, and was written by Mark Gatiss. I mean, really? Mark Gatiss, the same guy who gave us The Unquiet Dead, played Professor Lazarus in the Lazarus Experiment, you know, in Series 3, and even wrote for us, most recently, An Adventure in Space and Time, which was a brilliant TV drama, by the way. Shit, what was he thinking when he wrote this episode? Apparently Gatiss pitched this to Moffat as like Churchill, as an episode featuring Churchill and the Daleks, and that's it, really. Now, again, likewise with the previous review, I'm not going to bother describing the plot to this episode in my own words. So this time I'm going to use a little bit of the synopsis from the Wikipedia entry for Victory of the Daleks, which reads: in Victory of the Daleks, the Doctor, of course the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, and his companion Amy Pond, played by Karen Gillan, arrive in London during the Blitz, where Prime Minister Winston Churchill, played by Ian McNeice, has employed Ironsides, a scientific creation from Professor Bracewell, played by Bill Patterson, to be used as weapons in the war effort. However, the Doctor, as always, recognises the Ironsides as his archenemies, the Daleks, who plan to destroy Earth by activating a device located inside Bracewell, who turns out to be an android, and the device itself, spoiler alert, turns out to be a bomb. Yeah, that's all I'm going to get into about the plot. Now, shit, where do I even start with this episode? Firstly, I love the new, Dalek design, you know, when they're shown as the Ironsides, given that, Terry Nation first came up with the creation of the Daleks by, and was inspired to create them by his own experiences during the war. And in fact, the Daleks were, of course, based on the Nazis, so I'll give it credit for that. Plus the production design, you know, the recreation of World War II London looks visually impressive, but then again, here is the first big problem that I have with this. The Daleks. Yes, again. I mean, their first two appearances of the modern series, I mean, like in Dalek and and the two-part finale, you know, Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways, that they were fantastic, and I didn't mind their appearance in the two-part finale to series 2. Series 3, they were brilliant. But when you get to series 4 and 5, and subsequent series after that, you cannot help but get the feeling that the Daleks are just being completely overused. It's as if the writers are just too lazy to give the Daleks, you know, just at least a year's break, at least a year or two's break. I mean, credit to them for giving them a break in 2011. But come on. I mean, I know the Daleks are the Doctor's oldest and deadliest enemy out of all the alien creatures in Doctor Who. But this is just ridiculous, having them appear like every year, once every year. It's just getting ridiculous, to be honest. Another problem, it's just a little one. How come Amy doesn't remember the Daleks, even though the Daleks tried to invade Earth the last time they were on screen? You know, in the Series 4 finale, you know, Stolen Earth and Journey's End. Never explained. Thirdly, you know, I like the way the Doctor is being more hostile and a bit more aggressive is acting a bit more hostile, a bit more aggressive towards the Daleks, and is in fact hitting one of them with a giant spanner, and he's sort of acting in almost the same way Christopher Eccleston's Doctor acted towards them, you know, being all hostile and evil and angry, and in fact resulting to kicking the Dalek at one point, which I was taken aback by. I mean, but you know, but what disappoints me about that is that when the Doctor when the Doctor lands the TARDIS in the Dalek ship, he results to confronting them with nothing but a jammy dodger. I mean, oh God, I mean, that was stupid. I know the Doctor is trying his damnedest to use anything but weapons, but seriously, is that the best you can come up with? A jammy dodger? I mean, again, just absolutely stupid. In fact, almost more stupid than when Indiana Jones nuked the fridge in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that was stupid as well. The fourth and biggest problem that I have is the thing that every Whovian has got a big problem with: the new look Daleks. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Shit. Moffat, Gatiss, anyone involved in this stupid idea should have slapped wrists, because the idea to give the Daleks a new paint job is just awful. I mean, what drugs were they on? I mean, what drugs were they on? I don't want to repeat myself, but Jesus Christ, the new Dalek design was just awful. The fifth problem is the idea of having World War II Spitfires in space. That doesn't make enough sense, because one, the pilots would have easily died in space. They wouldn't have been able to breathe, and secondly, the Daleks would have easily taken them down because of the more advanced technology. And sixthly, the Daleks, after they've been defeated for the umpteenth time, you know, decide we've failed to destroy the Earth. Now let's just leave. And that just contradicts the title of this episode, Victory of the Daleks. Was there a victory? What was the point? I mean, just, you know, I mean, I'm not, yeah. I'm gonna have to give my overall thoughts. I mean, it has its positives. I mean, the production design looks great. Murray Gold's music is, as always, brilliant. Matt Smith and Karen Gillan are brilliant as usual as the Doctor and Amy, respectively. Ian McNeice, it has to be said, does do a really good, does do a very, really good impression as Winston Churchill. He does a great job as Winston Churchill, almost akin to Meryl Streep's Oscar-winning take on Thatcher in The Iron Lady. He did a really good job. Bill Patterson also does a good job as well. But the negatives, you know, far outweigh the positives. The script is just, the way the script is written is just half and half, you know. Half of it is brilliant. The other half is just one big sloppy mess. The direction is surprisingly weak. Some of the other characters are screaming for more development. This story felt completely rushed. It could have been better if it was spread over 2 episodes. The Daleks were just fucking embarrassed in this. I mean the new colour Daleks. The new colour Daleks. God. Mark Gatiss, I know you are a great writer, but quite frankly, just fuck you for the new look Daleks. Seriously, the idea. What else? that's all. And the visual effects just look very, very cheap as well. It's like it was made on the cheap. I think that's all that I think that's it, really. That's all I have to say about this episode. This has to be seriously the worst episode in series 5 by a clear mile, and maybe one of the worst Dalek stories to ever come out of the modern series. Not just I know Destiny of the Daleks gets a lot of stick for being perhaps one of the worst Dalek stories, but I'm sorry, this one just takes the cake, really. Just in conclusion, I'm just gonna have to give Victory of the Daleks just a 3 out of 10, and that's being incredibly generous and using my own Dalek voice. Exterminate Victory of the Daleks. Right. Now, feel free to comment below and let me know your opinions on Victory of the Daleks. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel, FilmBuff06, as well as the official Who Addicts Reviews channel. And all that's left to say is, since it's Matt Smith month, I just want to say goodbye, Mr. Matt Smith. You know, thank you so very much for 3 years of adventures through time and space with your 11th Doctor. You were brilliant, mate. And you were right about one thing. Bow ties, they really do look cool. So do take care, everyone, and Geronimo!